And welcome back. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the first episode of The Road to Forever by Squishies. And I'm Kim. I'll be your host for tonight. And together with me are my best friends. We have Hannah.
Hi, guys.
We have Carrie.
Hi!
And we have Zari.
Hi!
And there you have it. Andito na naman po kami, handang manggulo sa inyong gabi. Ayan.
True.
Kumusta, girls? How are you?
Ate
Hindi
Kim,
pa yung
okay
face mo
lang
na. Hindi pa yung face ko na kasi alam nyo yung topic natin today. Medyo feel ko lahat tayo makaka-relate and hopefully our listeners and our watchers will be able to,
True.
relate with the struggle. So, ano ba yung tinutukoy kong topic? Ayan. So, for tonight kasi, dear listeners and dear watchers, we're going to talk about what we call the quarter life crisis. Dun, 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 dun.
Amazing topic.
Ako na rin yung
Ikaw na rin yung sound, no?
Ako na
Sound
rin yung sound
engineer.
effects. Yes. So,
One-man team ka na pala eh.
I know, right? Rock the boat.
Pang VJ.
Pang
True.
VJ yan. Dito ko lang natutupad kasi yung VJ dreams ko. Kaya alam ko namang pagbibigyan niyo ako kasi mahal niyo ako eh. Ayan. So, gusto ko lang malaman, no, kung handa na ba ang aking mga kaibigan na pag-usapan at ilahad ang kanilang mga naranasan.
Handa na ba yung puso ko? Nalalim.
Handa na ba tayo emotionally, mentally? Yan.
Handa na.
I-anchor naman natin to. I-anchor naman natin to with our experiences in terms of career naman, diba? So,
Yeah.
para lang magkaroon ng direction and context yung quarter life crisis na topic kasi it's a broad topic talaga. So I'll try to align it na lang to our experiences in terms of or in under the career, the experiences that we had in terms of our career. So iyon. So I guess I'll preface this discussion by discussing muna siguro our operative term of the quarter life crisis para at least may context din ng ating listeners and watchers. So ano ba yung anchor ng ating quarter life crisis? What does it mean for us? So as per my research, isang source lang siya, hindi naman siya article or journal. However, I got this definition from Bradley Education or Bradley University. So they defined quarter life crisis as a period of uncertainty and questioning that typically occurs when people feel trapped, uninspired, and disillusioned during their mid-20s to early 30s. So ayan, mahuhulaan nyo na po yung mga edad namin kasi we're right smack in the middle of those range, of that range rather. So ayan. So during this time, people may feel that they are stuck in a dead-end job while all of their friends advance their careers or wonder why they cannot seem to make a romantic relationship last when other members of their social group are getting married and having children. So ayan. So I guess that's a good definition of what quarter life crisis means for all of us. So to start off this discussion, the first question I guess I would ask is that have we, like individually, have gone through or perhaps still going through this what we call quarter life crisis? Napagdaanan ba natin yon? Dumaan ba tayo doon?
Or ang magandang tanong ba ay, totoo bang may quarter life crisis?
Pwede din naman. Are we going to debunk the myth? So what
Ako, personally, if we're going through it, I've actually heard yung term na to, yung quarter life crisis, when I was searching it online. Hindi ko alam na yun pala yung sinesearch ko. And dun sa definition nga natin, di ba, na we said na it's about like feeling dead-end job siya, a feeling of giving up. I would say it holds true to me because pinagdaanan ko siya when I actually turned 25. Kaya siya tinatawag na quarter life dahil nag-start siya when you turn 25 until the early 30s.
30.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't say na tapos ko na siyang pagdaanan. I think I'm still going through it. But not as worse as it was 2, 3 years ago, probably. What I'm going through right now. Kayo, what or where did you feel na nag-enter na kayo sa period na to?
Yeah, so siguro, ayan, that's a good follow-up question na. If you've gone through it, if you felt that you've gone through what we call the quarter life crisis, at what point, like, did you realize na, wait, yung na-experience mo na pala ay, yun na nga, quarter life crisis na nga, tulad nung nabanggit ni Hannah. Carrie, Zari, any thought?
Sige, I'll go first. On my career kasi, di ba, being an HR professional, there's a lot of facet in it. There was a point during my career na talagang question ko din if career I have or the path that I'm pinatahak kong daan is the right one for me. So, yeah. And possibly I'm still going through it. But like Hannah, there are some unanswered questions before na siguro, for myself, na siguro nagkaroon ng liwanag kahit papano.
So mga ganong age din, Zari? Parang 25, 20?
Siguro earlier.
Nasa advance siyang mag-isip.
Right off the bat, no? Kakagraduate lang natin. Crisis na
Hindi
agad.
naman. Siguro, yung year before, no, ika-quarter lang.
Mga 24, ganon.
Mga ganun.
Okay. How about you, Carrie?
Ako, I think yung earlier na sinasabi niyo, earlier talaga ako.
Yeah,
Kasi after graduation, I took a rest eh.
Mm-mm.
Kasi I wanted to really think about what I wanted to do next. Kasi it's either I wanted to go to psychology talaga na tuloy-tuloy or magme-med ako. So, I think at that point, ako talaga nagkaroon ng crisis. And then, nung nag-med school din, ganun din naman. Na-experience ko pa rin naman siya.
Until
So,
now?
Andito na ako eh.
Dito ka sa point
No,
na
hindi na
andun ka sa quarter life crisis.
Or until
But
na?
I think, naman na, surpassed na. Hindi naman as in totally. Siyempre, meron pa rin akong questions. But, unlike before talaga na sobrang
Hanyas, acceptance period na.
Yeah.
Mas
This is
kalmado
the
na
path
siya
to
ngayon.
take.
Nasa na siya, making peace with her decision in life.
Yes.
Baka parang nandun na rin ako. Or most of us. But we have to know, si Kim kaya, kailan nag-start?
Ako, kailan ba nag-start? Well, career-wise, nasa college pa lang tayo, hindi pa tayo gumagraduate. I know na kung ano yung gusto kong tahakin. Kasi we're fortunate enough to experience yung during practicums, right? So we're fortunate enough to be exposed to the different areas of psychology where we can apply it. So we saw ourselves there, na-immerse naman tayo dun sa experiences. Unfortunately for me, hindi ko kasi nakita yung sarili ko in an office job. I found it too mundane. Parang hindi siya very interesting sa akin. It's good to think about, pero I don't think it's for me. At the same time, I'm not confident enough to handle, patients with psychological condition. I'm not confident enough to handle them. So definitely, that's a no-go for me. But what's something I'd really like to do is to be around children. Mahilig kasi talaga ako sa bata. Kaya sabi ko, ba't di nila ako magturo? Total feasible career naman siya with my background. So sabi ko, why not try it? Total, hilig ko naman siyang gawin. So at that point pa lang, alam ko na gusto ko nang magturo. And kahit hindi related yung degree natin doon sa pinasukan kong career eventually, I didn't find it hard naman, or I didn't find it too difficult to adjust. Siguro yung sa methodology na lang, like kung paano talaga yung way magturo ng mga bata or sa mga bata. Pero yung sasabihin na nagkamali ako na ito yung tinaha kong daan, hindi naman umabot sa point na yon up until siguro 3 years after. 3 years na akong nandun sa school, I was the point of becoming regularized. And then I resigned. Kasi
Mm-mm.
during that time, during that school year, that year, kung kailan ako nag-resign, I was so burned out. And I
Mm-mm.
don't know why. Kaya sabi ko, is this quarter life crisis? It might have, no? Kaya sabi ko, sige, nag-resign ako.
Mm-mm.
I let go kasi baka there are, yun na nga, na-experience ko rin kasi na parang at some point, at one point, dumating na parang dead end na lang, na parang tinanong ko sa sarili ko na, ganito na lang ba yung gagawin ko habang buhay? Magtuturo na lang ba ako? So I resigned. But then I need money. We all need
Reality sinks
money,
in.
yes. So I tried to look for a part-time job. So for 6 months, I was a contractual worker.
Mm-mm.
So at one of the, sige, papangalanan ko na, Kidzania. So I found a job there for 6 months. It was fine. I mean, it was a job. But then while I was there, aside from physically taxing kasi siya, na-realize ko din, doon ko na-realize na mas gusto ko palang nagtuturo. Kasi na-miss ko yung parang intimacy, quote-unquote, na makikilala mo yung isang bata for a year. Kasi iba yung experience kasi doon sa Play City. Dumadaan lang kasi yung mga bata eh.
Mm-mm.
So you just know them during the moment. Pero iba yung experience kapag araw-araw mo silang nakikita, mas marami kang natututunan sa kanila. And doon ko na-realize na mas na-enjoy ko pala na magturo. Kaya siguro at some point, nagkaroon din naman ako ng clarity. So I wouldn't say that I'm completely past the quarter life crisis, so to speak, because there are other facets pa rin naman of my life or of our lives that we feel discontented about. But at least when it comes to career, I could say with confidence naman na this is something that I would like to do for
Mm-mm.
for a long time. So yun. Ako lang ata yung may pinaka-stable. Charot! Hindi naman sa nagyayabang, no?
Gano'n.
Ang
Stable
part
sa
yung
career.
stable.
Stable sa career. Alam ko hindi malaki yung kita, pero at least.
Sorry. You already.
Siguro
Ako
in
na,
terms
you
of
already.
choice, diba?
Yeah.
Mas stable ka. And I think si Carrie din naman, tsaka si Zari, in terms of yung choice, hindi naman kayo nag-shift totally ng industry. Diba? Parang at least,
Sa bagay.
oo, hindi kayo nag-abandon ng parang totally, hindi nag-bank on na kayo ng sobrang laking amount of your lifetime before kayo nag-shift to a totally
yung
different.
Mga low risk. Low risk.
That is true.
Tapos bigla kang jump, high risk.
Oo. Taas ng risk-taking level. Pang level 10, ganun. Not that I will recommend it to everyone. It takes a lot of guts as well.
Yeah.
And foolishness.
And
To make the
stubbornness.
choice. And stubbornness. That's true. Ibang klaseng courage ang kailangan mo if you're gonna do it.
So I guess we already mentioned din kung ano yung nag-trigger with nung na-realize natin na kung bakit. Or do you think that's a different ballgame altogether?
Kasi ako, kung tatanungin ako na in terms of trigger ng quarter life crisis, kasi diba syempre, hindi naman ako talaga totally aware na merong coined term na quarter life crisis until na nagsisearch na ako. Kasi, you know this, mahilig tayong magbasa ng articles to find answers and questions na we don't have answers to or we ask people around us. So, my trigger would be, I've been in the corporate world for, I think 4 years in the corporate world at that time. And I was feeling similar to Kim. Hindi ko masabi kasing burned out. Kasi, hindi ko pa alam na yun pala yun. I thought na pag pinahinga ko, sabi ko, pagod lang to. Kasi yung industry where I came from, wala kaming holidays. Wala kaming off days. On call kami. Kahit nasa vacation leave ka, nagtatrabaho pa rin. Kahit nasa overseas ka na, nagtatrabaho ka pa din. So, ganun yung lifestyle na meron ako. Just to give our listeners a context, what kind of life. So siguro in how an advertising agency works. Most people from that industry has that kind of lifestyle.
It's
So,
very rigorous yung
yeah,
schedules.
very rigorous talaga siya. I really get to see my friends. Wala akong halos social life nun eh. Marami akong dinrap. Marami akong dinrap. And if nakikinig kayo sa podcast namin, I would really like to apologize. But I felt that at that time, wala akong choice. I felt na I was doing what was right for me. I didn't know na I was thinking na pag pinahinga ko, alam mo yun, meron kasing bagay na pag pinahinga mo physically or nag-leave ka, nagbakasyon ka saglit, pagbalik mo rejuvenated ka na.
Mm-mm.
That is how a vacation leave should feel like. Ako kasi, I took a vacation leave dahil nag-work pa ako on my vacation leave. Or kung nag-leave man ako, parang for me at that time, the only valid reason for me to take a vacation leave is pag may sakit ako or nasa ospital na ako. Kasi I came to a point na kahit nasa loob ako ng bus, nasa loob ako ng FX pa uwi, nagla-laptop ako, nag-answer ako ng emails, nagsusulat ako ng report. Kahit nasa public terminal ako, nasa loob ako ng ordinary bus, nakalabas yung laptop ko. Sorry po, for my company, baka kala nyo hold upin po ako. Pero hindi po yun yung rason ko. It's just my reason is, I felt that my job matters a lot. Na I have to be in that kind of level. So, yun. Parang I had a very unhealthy perspective on my job na as long as hindi ako magkakasakit or hindi ako na-hospitalized, I'm not valid. It's not a valid reason for me to leave. Also, I felt na parang there's only one path for me. Kasi I've banked on 4 years na. Parang parang ito na yun. Hindi na ako makakapag-change ng career kasi parang ang dami ko ng ininvest na oras at panahon at skill set sa isang bagay na ganito. And yung worst pa is emotional talaga kasi ako. So, parang dumating ako sa point na umuwi ako. Pag uwi ko, iyak na ako. Magdi-dinner kami ng parents ko. Tapos, mag-open up ako. Ang unang gagawin ko, iiyak na ako. Kasi ganun na siya ka-grabe.
Mm-mm.
So, that was, I think, my trigger at that point. Na yung dissatisfaction ko, yung unhappiness ko, hindi ko siya ma-address. Hindi ko alam bakit. Hindi ko ma-explain. Until nag-hire na ako ng life coach, which is totally out of nowhere at that time.
Pero nasabi mo sa sarili mo na like nagkaroon ka ng konting recognition na wait, this is not working anymore. Hindi dapat ganito. May ganun ka bang kahit pa panong inkling? Or it didn't totally come to you before you hired a life coach?
I came to a point na naisip ko, I will resign regardless of what happens. Actually, di ba kasi pag sa career or sa job mo, fortunate ako kasi I'm part of like a top talent program of the company. So may mga certain perks kami that comes with being a top employee. So I have a very open door relationship with HR and mentors, and I try to find answers there. Syempre, di ba, bago ka naman umalis. And it's syempre, hindi ko naman i-deny. I really love my previous work. Kaya nga naman, naghanap ako ng reason to stay. Inanap ko siya sa mga HR. Pero dumating kasi ako sa point na sinabihan na nila ako na kahit i-offera nila ako ng promotion, offera nila ako ng raise, it would not make me happy. Kasi yung hinahanap ko, hindi nila kayang ibigay. So, kaya nandun ako sa point na parang, before ako nag-hire ng life coach, I already told my boss na I want to resign. Tapos sabi niya, may lilipatan ka na. Sabi ko, wala pa. Kasi, nagsasubmit ako ng mga job applications. Syempre, while I was still with the company. Syempre, dapat may plan B ka. Di ba? Di ka magre-resign ng wala. Syempre, pera pa din yun. Pero,
mabuhay.
True. Pero, I've noticed that applying for the similar role then or similar work. Sige, okay. I'm a marketing kasi yung background ko. O, diba? From psychology to marketing. Ganyan. Marketing, sales, operations, ganyan. very diverse yung background ko. When I was applying work for other jobs of the same track, I was very half-hearted. Hindi ako yung, usually kasi pa-impress ka, di ba, pag interview. Best foot forward. Ako hindi. I was like, I came here, I'm gonna answer questions. Pero at the back of my mind, I was questioning, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I submitting applications for jobs I don't really see myself, sinking my teeth into? So yun. That's probably the reason. Before ako nag-hire ng life coach, marami na akong pinagdaanan bago ako nakapag-decide. Kayo?
Okay.
May ano yung mga naging triggers nyo?
Trigger.
Or yun na ba yun? Parang yun na yung mga naging triggers nyo in terms of questioning where you are in
Is
life.
there a specific one? Or maybe it's a culmination na rin siguro of all things?
I think it's more of culmination.
For Carrie.
Ako kasi personally, na-realize ko siya halfway through med school. Kasi parang, yung iba kasi, med school naman talaga is hard. It's given. Pero kasi yung iba kasi ang drive nila is, gusto talaga nilang makuha yung degree. Gusto nilang makuha talaga na maging doctor sila, ganon, the MD at the end of your name. Ako kasi, at that time, wala talaga. So, I was comparing myself to other people na sila kasi may drive sila, may motivation sila. Ako, I didn't have that. So, parang yun yung mahirap kasi I was really lost. Hindi ko alam kung nasa tamang direction ba ako, if I chose the right path. Kasi parang inaano ko din nun, ayoko rin naman kasi na itigil yun kasi halfway through na rin ako eh. And thinking about it, kasi I took a rest for a year na din. So, parang nakaka-guilty din na iwan ko na lang yung lahat ng ganun-ganun lang. And siguro part of me na rin kasi I'm also afraid to start all over again. Kasi parang ang ano ko nung nag-rest ako, I wanted to I asked actually for a sign na parang kapag nakapag-boards ako ng psych, itutuloy ko siya to psych. Kasi tayo yung first batch nun na to take the board exams. So, nag-apply ako nun para ma-take ko siya. But then, na-move siya na na-move until 1 year na siyang na-move. Ang sabi ko nun, mag-rest lang ako for a year for that. Since hindi siya natuloy, so parang tinake ko siya as a sign for me na hindi siya for me. So, nung nag-enter ako ng med school, sabi ko, kung papasok na kasi ako dito, tuloy-tuloy na. Kasi I'm a type of person also na kapag sinimulan ko, gusto ko tinatapos ko siya. Pero at that point, dumating siya na parang iba eh. Kasi yung iba kasi, yes, nahihirapan sila, but still, driven sila. Ako, nahihirapan ako and wala ako nung drive. Which makes it more difficult kasi parang, bakit ba ako nandito? Bakit ko ba ito pinagpapatuloy if I know that I know that this is not what I want? Parang ganun. So, I think yung ano ko din nun is, kahit pa paano nag-build up kasi siya eh. As in, tinago ko rin kasi siya, hindi ko rin naman siya sinishare. Hanggang sa nag-build up siya na nag-build up, yun yung naging trigger ko talaga. So, yun yung akin.
Kaya meron akong question. It's like, kasi syempre, we're talking about triggers, but I also want to understand ano yung, kasi ngayon, di ba, kinontinue mo na yung path eh. What's the motivation now that you have for finishing it?
The motivation that I have then, and siguro hanggang ngayon naman, is kasi gusto ko rin siyang ipagpatuloy talaga yung dad ko, parents ko. Pero mostly yun nga sa dad ko. Kasi before, nung nag-rest kasi ako, siya kasi yung nakausap ko about what I wanted to do. And to be honest, naging open yung dad ko noon na baka may gusto akong ibang gawin. Binigyan niya ako ng options. So, nag-usap talaga kami noon. And nag-share din kasi siya ng experiences niya. So, kumbaga, alam ko rin yung mga pinagdaanan niya. So, at that point, nung walang-wala na talaga, nung super lost talaga ako, hindi ko na alam, ang iniisip ko na lang talaga yung dad ko. Yun yung naging motivation ko.
I see. And it's a very strong enough motivation to anchor you actually to pursuing, to seeing it all through out until now. Okay. Good to know. We didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Diba? Sa tagal natin, no? Sa tagal natin na nag-uusap about this, parang ngayon lang natin talagang, ngayon lang na-reveal. Ngayon lang na-brought up.
I mean, okay, if it's not too much to share, syempre, naging witness din naman kaming tatlo sa journey ni Carrie. Kung umiyak siya, umiyak din kami. Kung nagpanic siya, nagpanic din kami.
We were there.
Na-frustrate siya.
Yeah. Yes. Kung nagagalit siya, nagagalit din kami. So,
we were there.
Yeah.
I was there, Gandalf.
From the letters to the, alam mo yun, all those panic moments na kami tatlo nag-uusap na parang hindi sumasagot si Carrie, may nangyari na ba? Ganun. Parang, it's nice to know na you finally found the answer of what keeps you going right now. Kakatuwa. I'm so proud of you, babe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That comes from the heart. Tumatawa lang kami, but we're proud.
Yeah.
We don't say it a lot. We don't say it a lot. We don't say it often. But you know naman that we are.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, let's make this lighthearted, Zari.
Wait, may sasabihin kasi ako. Wait lang.
Okay, sorry. Okay, go.
Parang dun na sa parang at this time, pare-pareho din tayo nagkaroon ng small peace of mind for Carrie.
True.
Ayun. So, ayun. On my part naman. For the trigger, ayun. Kasi, even though kasi HR is a very, has a lot of facets, like training and development, compensation and benefits. The first, I'm not sure with the others, but on my part kasi I started sa recruitment. And for many years na nandun ako sa work as an HR professional, and for the past companies I've been with, I've always been lagi ako nag-start with the recruitment. On my experience, compared to the other facets of HR kasi, or siguro hindi pa ganun ka-deep yung knowledge ko nun sa recruitment. But I found myself kasi na thinking that yung pag-recruit has become mundane na. Sabi nga ni Kim kanina, diba, office work sometimes routinary na lang siya. And I came to that point na yung feeling ko na yung recruitment, naging routinary na lang recruitment source, interview source, and so on and so forth. That's why no time na nagkaroon kami ng chance to be a generalist, meaning I could participate or I could do other HR functions like planning for an event, planning for training and development. That gave me somehow parang ding-ding-ding, ang tawag sa ganun, light bulb.
Galing talaga ng sound engineer, oh.
Ding-ding-ding. Hindi, meron ba sa meron ba sa
Alam mo na, Zari, mako-quote ka na dyan. Gawa ka na sarili mong meme, ha?
Nawala na siya.
You were saying, so you got a light bulb.
That gave me a light bulb. Light bulb moment, and naging trigger din siya on my part to question, why am I still doing the same function of HR when I can be exploring other functions of HR na. And of course, alam niyo rin naman at that time, diba, na I know you know na I sometimes question myself if tama ba talaga man sa HR ako, kasi there are other things na I would like to do, like be involved with photography or more on events management. But ayun, I still found myself backstage. Siguro those are one of the things that one of few reasons parang nasasabi nila that they are having quarter life crisis because their interest contradicts the work that they are doing at the moment. And at that time, yun, isa yun sa mga reason ko siguro because yung interest ko is different dun sa ginagawa ko na. Which is why, yun, I tried exploring other functions.
Pero you didn't find yourself naman na parang totally leaving HR. Ikaw parang, from my understanding kasi, you still want to be in the industry. It's just that you want to do a different function or different facet.
I did think to to change career. Kaya lang kasi parang naisip ko na parang too late. At that time, wala pa nagsasabi sa atin na age doesn't matter when it comes to pagpili ng career because we were taught somehow na dapat you have a timeline that you have to follow. So we are being chained dun sa idea na yon na dapat ganitong edad. Ayun. So ngayon, as HR pa din.
Yeah,
Are you
totoo
enjoying
yun. The pressure is there talaga eh.
Yes.
Oo. May tanong ako, Zari. Actually, two. Yung you said kasi diba, interest contradicts your work. And we are...
Sumina ka, Hana.
Ay, nawala ako. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Kinain kasi ng damit ko yung microphone. Ang lalim ng damit. Kasi diba sinabi mo, yung interest mo contradicts kasi yung work. Which is, I think, I could also speak din naman. It also sings the same. I also sing the same tune. Hindi ko lang alam na baking is my interest. Nagkataon lang. Kasi we're also aware na you love photography, event management. Nag-take ka pa ng certification on events management. And you weren't like in HR pa at that time. Other than the age, parang where did you draw the line na or how did you say na itong photography, events management, it's just a hobby and it's not your career?
Financial stability.
Reality sinks in, guys.
Yeah.
Tika lang tayong lahat.
Reality sinks in.
Yeah.
Pag future.
Ayun talaga. Kailangan kumita.
That is
Ano yung second question mo?
Yung
You have two
second question
questions, right?
ko, yeah. My second question kasi is yung timeline we have to follow. And in a traditional Filipino culture, meron tayo parang dapat pag at this age, you're getting married. Or you're establishing a family. Tapos at this age, kailangan successful ka na or at least you're in a stable job. Tapos, dapat hindi ka na nalilito sa buhay mo. Dapat may direction ka na, ganyan. Yeah. So, I would just like to ask, actually not just Larry, is yung feeling of having that timeline. The first is, did you set any timeline sa sarili nyo? And second is, have you ever thought of challenging the timeline? Kasi, let's be honest, yung mga kabatch natin ngayon, marami nagpakasal.
True.
Nag-engage. Maraming
kaka-engage lang tayong classmate today.
Yeah.
Talaga? Meron?
Okay.
Congrats. Kasi naman siya.
Close mo siya.
Ha?
Close mo
Close
siya.
ko siya. Shucks, mamaya babatiin ko siya. Hindi ko alam. Hindi pa nagbubasa.
Mag-stop na siya ng FB.
Oo.
Sino tong pinag-uusapan namin tonight?
Sa Instagram ko siya nakita eh.
Oh my God. There's something to, mystery to uncover. Ayun. So, given na with all
There's
that
something to
scenarios, we're already at certain age. Yung timeline of not just on the career side but also on the relationship side. Kasi it's always two-prong eh. Sila laging pinagbabasihan ng mga relatives pag nagtatanong pag reunion. Kailan ka magpapakasal? Kailan ka magkaka-boyfriend? Ganon. So I'm very curious to know, if you have a certain timeline and in both in career and relationship? And then if
Mm-mm.
do you want to do you challenge the timeline, or do you adhere to the timeline, or you don't care about the timeline anymore? Yan.
Ako siguro on
Ayun,
my
Daddy.
part, pagka-graduate natin, dun ko pa lang siya sinimulan, isipin, anong edad ako dapat maging manager, ganyan-ganyan. But then, career-wise but then when I got into HR, knowing na madami siyang facets and hindi ganun ka-easy yung pagiging, kasi yung nung nag-start ako maging HR, you could be kasi a recruitment manager, an L&D manager, something. Pero yung naging goal ko before, yung naging goal ko is yung maging, ang tawag dito, yung ma-touch base ko lahat ng function.
Mm.
Parang ayoko kasi maging specialist lang on this function. Parang I would like to have a touch. Parang mas specialist ko isa-isa. Pero yes, may experience ko. Mas specialist ko siya isa-isa. But at the same time, I'm a generalist for the whole HR function. So, when I realized that, sabi ko, hindi ko siya ma-reach yung target na at this stage, magiging manager na ako ganito. I'm not sure with the people outside of our circle. Siguro, kasi meron na tayong ibang, I saw kasi people on LinkedIn na mga kabatchmate natin na get manager na sila ng ganito, ganyan. Kaya nung na-realize ko yun, sabi ko, sige, I'll take it slow, but it comes sa career. Ayoko siyang madaliin na, in a way, na meron akong malalagpasan na step, na may iwan akong function or ang tawag dito. Parang ganyan, may iwan akong function, hindi ko siya aaral ng mabuti.
So, when it comes
to
proseso.
So it comes to career, parang binaniwala yung timeline. Pagdating naman sa relationship, ayun, medyo ko, gitna. Kasi as you all know naman sa atin, it's my first relationship. So andun yung ideal part ko, yung ideal part ko pa nung younger days na. Na at this age dapat bubuo na ng family because of reasons like biological reasons. 30 dapat may anahan na, diba? So ayun. But at the same time, since it's my first relationship and hindi naman na ako ganun kabata nung nagkaroon ako ng relationship. So, again, it's not something that I should madaliin. Parang ganyan.
Okay. So, the pressure, yung pressure yung sarili mo.
So, right now, as a middle ako, nung following that ideal timeline of having a family, kailan ka magkakaroon ng family and at the same time, taking it slow. So, ayun.
Nice.
Hindi ko tayo paparinig kayo.
Hindi pwedeng makinig si ano.
I'm sure
Hidden tong episode sa
in one way or another.
He will find a way.
True. Kayo, Kim.
Ako ba muna?
Go.
Ako kasi I would say that right now I'm currently challenging the timeline. Yeah. Kasi alam niyo naman, ayun nga, binubugaw ako ng mga kaibigan ko. Kasi sa aming apat, ako na lang yung no boyfriend since birth. And, personally, I don't find it concerning. Hindi naman ako ganun kaaligagada naman na mag-enter in a relationship. Probably, due to the reason na hindi pa kasi rin ako ganun kasatisfied with my career. In terms of financial stability din. Kaya yan yung, if we go back to the trigger, I would say na yun kasi yung nag-trigger sa akin eh. I love my work, pero kasi hindi siya ganun. Hindi, aminin na natin, talagang pag teacher ka, unfortunately, it's somehow of a thankless job. And hindi talaga malaki yung kinikita mo. And during that time, when I entered the workforce in general, syempre I have this thought na, pag nagtatrabaho ako, kaya ko nang sustentahan yung sarili ko, kaya ko nang tumulong sa pamilya ko. Which is, I think everyone naman, yun yung goal kung bakit gusto nating magtrabaho. And then, ayun nga lang, reality sinks in. Na wait, yung trabaho ko, kahit gusto ko siya, it's not enough to sustain a life, na sustain a family. Kaya sabi ko, kaya doon din ako napagod na wait lang. Kaya na-question ko din yung sarili ko na hanggang ganito na lang ba ako? Ganito na lang ba yung gagawin ko? Ganito yung trabaho, pero ganito lang yung sinusweldo ko. So, mahirap din siyang i-balance. Kaya ayun. So, ngayon kasi, like I said, going back, na in terms naman of love life and career, kaya siguro hindi ako ganun ka-aligaga to enter a relationship din, is because personally, I don't feel that ready. Kasi iba pa yung priority ko. And ang priority ko ngayon is yung career and yung matapos yung grad school.
Konti na lang. Konti pa.
Konti pa.
Kembot pa.
Yes.
Lang tumbling pa.
Konting Christmas party pa. Konting Christmas party presentation pa bago makapagana.
Matatapos din yan.
So, yeah. Eventually, I guess, kasi diba, yun nga, nabanggit ni Hannah, as a culturally, Filipinos talaga parang ang benchmark kasi natin para maging successful pag nakapagtapos ng kolehiyo. Dahil pag nakapagtapos ka ng kolehiyo, magkakatrabaho ka na. And I think, and we all thought back then na, oo nga, na baka pagkatapos natin mag-college, once na nag-work na tayo, everything will work out. Pero reality is not like that. And it's a wake-up call din naman. Pero we learn to live with it. And kaya, ayun. So, I guess, right now, I'm currently challenging the timeline. Like, kung pipili ako doon sa dalawang yon, andun ako sa point na yun.
Hindi kasi linear yung buhay eh.
True.
Yeah.
You realize after college na shocks. When you're still in the educational system, you just have one goal. You study hard
to graduate.
Yeah.
Study hard, change or graduate again. How many times to graduate? Then pagdating to when you're after college, you realize what's your next goal?
Yeah.
So, wala ka ng goal eh. Ikaw na yung gagawa ng goal mo. And I think yung pinakamahirap na part to find those goals for yourself when for all this time the system is actually dictating what your goals will be.
Yeah.
Kaya ngayon,
over yung own life mo sa'yo agad.
Yeah. At the age of 21 or 20 or 19, kung anong age ka man graduate.
True.
This is your life. Bahala ka na from here on out.
Ay, kasama ng diploma mo, hinand out din sa'yo yung buhay mo, ikaw na bahala dyan.
Yung reality.
Tapos na. Hands off na kami.
Bahala ka na.
Oh my goodness.
Pero sa mga listeners namin, kung willing po kayo to wait kay anak yun.
Acting applicants naman po ako, pero don't expect to be hired this soon. Ganon.
Hindi po urgent yung position, pero willing to wait.
Hindi kami urgent hiring.
Not urgent position, but willing to invest long term.
Ding, 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 ding.
Grabat ko.
Gumano din ako. Hindi lang nakita na gumano din ako. Ginawa ko din yung hand movement.
Goodness. Thanks, Zari, for coining that.
Yes.
Ikaw, Ka, what's your take on it?
Ako, I think, nung nag-med school ako, yes, meron. Pero nung na-trigger nga na the crisis and all, tingin ko, I just went with the flow. Kasi, when you're in med school kasi, when you try to pressure yourself, sobrang bigat nun eh. Kasi the path, the journey itself, it's hard already. So if you put so much pressure na, sobrang mauubos ka talaga. So I think with that, wala akong sinet talaga na timeline. Before, yes. Pero nung na-realize ko nga na hindi to yung path kasi talaga na gusto ko, nung time na yon. Kaya, I went with the flow. Pero, syempre, inaano ko pa rin na, halimbawa, dapat ganito, makuha ko na yung license ko, ganyan. Meron pa rin namang ganon. Pero, as much as possible, ayokong pinipressure yung sarili ko. Kasi that's what I've been doing for so long eh. Yung masyado kong pinipressure yung sarili ko na sobra na. Hindi na siya healthy, yung pressure. Kasi gaya nga ng sinasabi ng family ko din, kayo din, sinasabi niya sa akin na matuto din naman ako na pagbigyan ko yung sarili ko. Which hindi ko ginagawa. So, ayun, siguro with career, not so much pressure on the timeline. Pero, syempre, dapat at this age, meron na ring trabaho, ganun. With relationship naman, I grew up kasi with strict parents eh. Alam niyo yun. So, I'm not complaining though, pero...
Ngiti ni Zari, nakakairita.
Siguro kasi with relationship, hindi ko siya pinipressure din na dapat at this age may ganyan na, dapat asawa na. So, to be honest, hindi ako na-pressure kapag nakikita ko na meron ng mga ka-age natin na nag-engage, married, may anak na, may family na. Hindi ako na-pressure doon kasi ako personally, wala pa talaga sa isip ko na magkaroon ng family. Kasi growing up na hindi ko masyadong na-enjoy yung younger years ko. Parang na-realize ko na gusto ko muna na, alam mo yun, single life muna. Na parang gusto ko muna ma-enjoy na ako lang muna. Or kung meron man akong boyfriend, it's still different eh. Kasi hindi pa rin naman yan family eh. It's different kasi when you go into that path na married life na, may family na, kasi may iba ka nang iniisip, ganun. So, ayun, siguro sa akin kasi hindi ko pinipressure na dapat ganito kasi gusto ko muna talagang ma-enjoy siya. Pero, syempre, siguro at mga early 30s din naman, hino-hope ko na syempre may family na kasi mahirap na rin. Kasi gusto ko rin naman magkaroon ng family eh. And later 30s kasi mahirap na talaga na pregnancy, ganun. So early 30s, yun yung hino-hope ko na magkaroon. Pero hindi ko naman siya masyadong, alam mo yun, masyadong iniisip na shit, kailangan ganito na. Yung alam mo yun, dapat nakikipagkarera ka na. Uy, bakit wala pang ganito?
Magmadali ka na.
Oo. Hindi naman. Kasi ako naman, inaano ko din naman na if it's God's will, ibibigay niya naman yun eh. And the right time. So, yun yung take ko doon.
Can I add something pa?
Go, Zach.
Sorry, nag-freeze ka kanina.
Go. Nag-freeze ako. Go, Zach.
Ewan ko kung sa akin lang. Hindi. To add lang, kasi bigla ko siyang, nagkaroon na naman ng ding-ding.
Ding.
Nung nabanggit lang kasi ni Carrie yung family. Relationship-wise, pagdating sa schedule, sa timeline.
Ano ba to? 9 p.m., 10 p.m.? Daily ka pala eh.
And ayun. Kasi diba I mentioned kanina na 50-50 ako. One of the reasons kasi then that's making me think twice kung i-disregard ko ba yung timeline is because gusto ko sana kasi syempre my parents are not growing any younger, diba? So, there's that hope na syempre mabutin ng parents yung magkaroon ng family ako.
Ma-enjoy pa nila.
Ma-enjoy.
Syempre. Right. Totoo rin naman yun. Diba? Well, in my case, true. O, di habulin nyo na. Madali na kayo. Anong petsa na? Ilang taon na tayo?
Zari muna.
True. Go, Zari.
No, wait. Joke lang.
Ganon. Seniority ba to?
Very, very interesting to kasi si Hannah na yung sasagot eh.
Hi, mahal. Ay, introduce ka lang po pala. Yung sound engineer namin is actually my boyfriend, si Noel. So, lahat po ng sasagutin ko, ini-screen niya. Joke lang. Lahat po na sasabihin ko, kailangan, I have to think about it. Kasi masaktan ko siya, gano'n. Siyempre,
Let
yung
me
ka naman.
permission ni Noel yung mga pinagsasasabi ni Hannah.
Mahal, okay ka pa?
No pressure.
Ako, sige. In terms of the timeline, when it comes to career, well, given na nag-change ako ng career, totally different, yung mga tao around me is the one who's worried about the timeline. Hindi ako. Kasi andun ako sa point, I was way in my head. I wasn't really concerned about those things na parang ilang taong ka na, ganyan. Though na-consider ko lang siya in a way na, kasi 'di ba 26, 27 ako nag-leave ng industry. I'm just shy of 4 years to 30. Ganyan. So, okay lang yun. Mag-compute na sila kung ilang taon na ako. Paano kung 35 na ako? Di nyo lang alam. Di nyo naman alam kung ilang taon na rin yung boyfriend ko eh.
Hindi rin naman halata sa itsura.
True. Yan. So, yan. Parang, when I left the industry, ang isip ko lang nun is, if hindi ako mag-change ng industry, ngayon na 27 ako, hihintayin ko pa ba ng 30? Kasi mostly, sa industry, sa corporate world, pag nag-30 ka na at nag-resign ka, mahihirapan ka na maghanap ng trabaho. Mako-question ka, bakit? Diba? So, parang sabi ko, I will do it now, na within my 20s, para, if I so decide na, being an entrepreneur is not for me, I have a buffer time to start looking for a corporate job and, enter the workforce again. So, yun yung inisip ko. Hanggang dun lang. hanggang dun ko lang naisip yung timeline. Hindi rin ako na pressure in terms of yung mga tao nagiging manager na ganyan. Well, ngayon, siguro, kasi nung naging entrepreneur ako, everybody was like senior manager na si ganito. I mean, I was also on that career path eh. Dinream ko rin maging director. Dinream ko din na maging parang CEO or something or COO na isang corporate company. And witnessing yung mga peers natin who's achieving now in their corporate careers, it also made me think na parang if I did not leave my corporate job, I would have been in that same position. But may reasons kasi bakit ko iniwan yung corporate world na hindi ko pa ma-justify hanggang ngayon na I am able to experience while I'm an entrepreneur na makukuha ko rin once I enter the workforce. So, meron pa ako ilang taon para mag-isip. Pero, I'm also like Carrie. Pinipressure ko rin yung sarili ko to start achieving. Kasi, may goal din naman ako sa buhay ko. Like, di ba? Kailangan may bahay ka na, may kotse ka na. Di ba? Ganun. Pagiging stable on your life, maging mas independent ka. And I'm pressuring myself to find that stability na para I can move on to the next phase of my life. Now, so, the fault is on me. Actually, si Noel always reminds me na bata ka pa, you still have time. Which is, I don't always feel na bata pa ako with everything that's happening. Parang, pag nasa 40s na ba ako, sasabihin mo pa ba, bata pa ako? Kapag nasa 37 na ba ako, 35 na ako, masasabi mo pa bang bata pa ako? Hindi kasi, sweetheart. Hindi, pero, well, parang ano lang yan eh. Kapag yung mga nagiging wala pang relationship din kapag older na sila, pag sabihin na, okay lang yan, mag-career ka muna, bata ka pa naman eh. Pag nasa 45 ka na at wala ka pa rin boyfriend or wala ka pa rin asawa,
I will let you
mo
know.
pa ba? Yeah, parang ako, it's like, we keep on saying this stuff without actually thinking about it.
True.
Kung bitawan lang natin yung mga salitan to, parang okay lang siya. But if you think about it, I don't think it's very sensitive of you to say that. Kasi hindi mo naiintindihan yung reasons bakit hindi niya magawa yung mga ganung bagay. So, parang hindi lang siya fit for me. And then, in terms of relationship, I also got my boyfriend late na. Hindi rin naman ako, si Noel kasi is my first official boyfriend. Diba? Hi, mahal.
Marami pa siyang
So, yung
unofficial
official.
na ano eh.
Marami akong unofficial. Bakit ganon? Sinuway mo ng booking. Nakakainis.
Marami pa siyang unofficial na
Sa kanya nang galing.
maalinaw-gaw.
Oo nga. Bakit sa boyfriend niya nanlaglag? Ba't
Siyempre,
ganon?
dapat siya yung manlala.
At least siya yung
Nakita ko to eh.
nalaglag.
Sasabat si Noel dito eh.
Oo,
Ikaw na
pagdating sa relationship.
Na-feel ko siya.
Oo.
Go, Noel.
Marami akong ano.
Part kami sa...
True. Sa relationship topic natin pag-uusapan. Hindi dito.
Marami. Let's save it for that. Yes.
Pero when it comes to relationship, hindi rin ako conscious about it. Like si Kim, na parang, I hurry up na magkaroon ako ng boyfriend. Parang gigil ka na kasi parang wala ka pang relationship like other people. Because sobrang career-oriented ko. For me, the addition of having a boyfriend was like, additional happiness. It's not like my goal na dapat maka-ganitong boyfriend na ako. Maka-ganitong ilang taon na kami, ganyan, by that time. It wasn't my goal. Now, na in a relationship na ako, in terms of timeline, dahil nakikinig siya.
Noel, CR ka muna. Inom ka muna.
Parinig niyo din naman pag-init.
True.
Hindi, mamute natin.
Hindi. For me, it's like,
Magmamime tayo.
given ko nasan kami sa sitwasyon namin, sa life namin, I would say na I don't want to pressure us to get in a state na kailangan kasal na kami. Ayan na, sinabi ko na. Parang, hindi ko rin siya pinipressure. Ayoko na magkaroon ng any sense of pressure na ganun. Kasi, like si Zari, kung na-enjoy nyo kung nasan kayo ngayon, minsan kasi kailangan mo namnamin yung proseso eh. Para mas ma-appreciate mo yung end goal. And I appreciate kung nasan kami ngayon. Pandemic eh. So, wala kang magagawa, di ba? Pero I just want us to appreciate kasi we're still, for everyone kahit nasa relasyon kayo, you're still two individuals. You're still two individuals pursuing different dreams, different aspirations, totally different, basta different path in life. And ayoko maging reason yung relationship para hindi mo i-pursue yung mga bagay na gusto mong i-pursue sa buhay mo. So if my boyfriend has other things na he wants to achieve pa while being a single person, then by all means, go. And same din sa akin. Meron ako mga gustong ma-achieve. Kasi, lagi ito sinasabi kay Noel dati, ayokong dumating yung time na ire-resent natin yung isa't isa. Or ako, ire-resent ko siya kasi hindi ko nagawa yung gusto kong gawin before nagpakasal kami. So, I want us to be whole people na kayang-kaya ko na ibigay yung kabuuang pagkatao ko at kung anong kaya kong gawin dun sa taong pakakasalan ko. So, yan. Did I do a good job, man?
Nag-CR ako. Ano nga uli?
Ayun na nga. Ayun na nga.
You did a good job. That's
Thank
exactly
you.
what we talked about.
Di ba? On script ako, guys. Joke lang.
In-practice po yan ni Hannah for 1 week.
Value. Joke lang yun, hindi siya scripted.
Hindi siya scripted.
Baka paano naman yung mga listeners natin. True, hindi pa siya scripted. From the heart yan. Diba? So, yun.
Tulad
Thanks,
ng
guys.
ding-ding ni Zari. Spontaneous po yun.
True.
Ako yung meme. Live meme.
You're the meme today. The meme tonight. And so, yes, those are good naman. Those are good, valid. Ako naman, ayun nga. Well, just to add, like, yeah, it's a nice thought. Yeah, it's a nice thought to have. I won't lie and say na hindi ko totally naiisip. Of course, I wonder. Sino ba namang hindi? Pero, kung yun katulad din ni Carrie, I'm in God's time. There's probably a reason kung bakit wala pang dumarating, wala pa akong natitisod, wala pa akong natitrap. Ayan. Siguro, it's time for me to focus on other things. And when it comes, kagaya ni Hannah, I'll be able to give din naman my all kung ano yung kasi totoo yun, mahirap ibigay ang isang bagay na hindi mo pa na hindi mo naano sa sarili mo. You can't, parang sabi nga nila, you can't give love if you don't have love for yourself. Hindi mo ma-appreciate din yung mga bagay na nangyayari sa'yo kung hindi mo rin may enjoy. So what's the point of spending or sharing it with someone if you're not enjoying it din naman, or if you can't feel that you're fully committed to ano. It's at least in terms of marriage. Diba? At least in terms of marriage. Pero with you know, boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, that's good and well. Pero yun nga, I agree with my friends because they're my friends, so I should agree. Nepotism. No, just kidding.
Value. Yeah. Pero kasi diba, I think we all deserve to find partners who are the best version of themselves. And also, in turn, us to be also the best version of ourselves.
We can give to someone.
Yeah. Diba? Yeah. Gift mo yun Gift mo yung sarili mo dun sa partner mo, diba? Hindi ka naman parang pinulot lang, tas kayo na.
Hindi ka naman inutusan bumili ng toyo dun sa kanto, tas pagbalik mo, may jowa ka na.
Yeah, exactly. You're the perfect gift. You've always been the perfect gift.
Oh, thank you.
Quotable quotes.
Quotable quotes. Ding, 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 ding. So talagang may one card tayo sa quotable quotes natin na ding, 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 ding lang. Tapos bahala na yung listeners and yung watchers natin
to figure out why. Or tally how many times.
Yes, if they know, good for you. But if you don't, then you better watch and listen. So that's it.
Kung merong magtali, may gift kayo.
Commitment yan ni Hannah.
Ako nang bahala doon.
Ayan. Unfortunately, guys, we've run out of time. Kaya ika-cut muna namin for the meantime ang aming discussion about the quarter life crisis. But that's all right. You will still have a chance. We'll be back definitely for the part 2. So make sure that you listen and you subscribe. You like and subscribe our channels at YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram para updated kayo sa anumang videos na aming i-release dito sa aming podcast, The Road to Forever by Squishies. So once again, thank you for listening. I'm Kim, and together with me are my best friends, Hannah.
Hi guys, make sure to stay tuned for part 2.
And Carrie.
Bye guys, good night and stay tuned. Be safe.
And Zari.
Bye! I'll wait for you guys sa susunod na part.
Yes.
Bye.
Hope to see you again.
Bye.
Hope to see you soon. Bye and good night.
Good night. Like, follow, and subscribe, guys. See you in YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Ding, 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 ding.